I know it's been a hot minute since I posted a video. I haven't posted one since June 1st, and that's because I've just been dealing with a lot with my mental health and stuff, and I just kind of needed a break from filming to just focus on feeling better and relaxing and just like getting back to being myself. But today I'm going to recap my experience at VidCon 2019 in the US. And let me just say, this is my 4th VidCon, so I've had a lot of experience with it, and I personally feel like this is the best one I ever went to. It was the 10th annual VidCon. I still can't believe that it's been 10 years, because I remember when the first VidCon happened. Like, I remember I was in high school and I was like, oh my goodness, I have to go to this. And then I eventually, my first VidCon was the 5th one, so my dreams came true and I ended up going to one, and I've been going every other year basically ever since. It's just like this whole different world when you go. You feel like you're jumping into another universe and you completely forget your outside world, your job, your school, your life. It just, you kind of get sucked in to this YouTube world. And this year I stayed at a nicer hotel. I have a job, so I was able to kind of, instead of it being my mom paying for it like it always has been, I got to help pay for it this time. And so we got a nicer hotel that was a little closer, well, a lot closer to the convention center, so it was really easy to kind of go back and forth between our hotel and the convention center. But anyways, the first day my mom and I had a meet and greet with Hart. I finally got her in the meet and greet lottery after years of trying, and it felt very strange because usually meet and greets are not the first thing that I did for the day at VidCon, so it was weird to just jump right into VidCon and have to wait in like an hour-and-a-half line for a meet and greet. But anyway, she was wonderful. She was as nice and as funny and just amazing as I thought she would be. I told her about how like watching her videos and reading her book and everything made me feel like brave enough to come out as bi to family and friends and whatnot. So that was really cool. And then I went to lunch, and let me just say that the food at VidCon is always really good. It can be a little pricey because, you know, conventions, the food is just always pricey. It's kind of reality, just a part of life at a convention that you're gonna spend a lot of money on food. But anyways, and then I jumped right into waiting for another meet and greet, and I met Jacksepticeye. And let me tell you, the vibe at his meet and greet was completely different from Hannah's, because at Hannah's, everyone was a little older, it was pretty quiet and chill, but at Jack's, it was like full of screaming teenagers. And like, that's not a bad thing, but like, you know, he's an attractive man, so he plays video games, so he's gonna attract a bit of a younger crowd. I definitely felt like one of the older ones at that meet and greet, but he was so funny and sweet and adorable, and it was a blast. I got to know some people in the line that were really nice, and so it was a real blast. And then I sped on over to the panel I was going to, which was tackling mental health online, and I went to see Gabby Hanna because it was the only panel she was on this year, and I had to see her. And then Hart was also on it, and it was a great panel where they talked about how being online can affect your mental health, how to kind of learn how to take a break from social media and things like that when your mental health is really struggling and things like that, and I really enjoyed it. I've always enjoyed how open Gabby and Hart are about their mental health online. I feel like it really helps young people and people in general know that it's okay to talk about. Afterwards, we kind of roamed around the expo hall, and I got to buy some really cute stuff, which I will be showing at the end of this video, the merch I got. And then we went to the VidCon Throwback Thursday panel, which was moderated by Hank Green, who is one of my personal heroes. And I basically, when I go to VidCon, make sure I go to literally every panel and concert or whatever that Hank and John are at. So that was really cool. They talked about how YouTube has changed over the years, changed since the first VidCon 10 years ago. And it was really interesting because they talked about how YouTubers, it used to be a lot more collaborative because it was a small community, and now it's a lot more competitive. And I definitely felt that because I felt like the the group of YouTubers in the beginning was this cute little community, and the fans and the YouTubers are all this fun little group, and now it's so big that it's really hard to have that kind of collaborative community aspect now. And then day 2 on Friday, we went to a panel that John Green and Molly Burke were on, which were the reasons I went. And it was about doing good on your platform. And John talked about how he works with partners in health and make videos, and how he makes videos about the charity and also the Project for Awesome every year, which is where people make videos for charity. And then Molly Burke talked about talking about blindness on her channel, because she's a blind YouTuber, and how she can help other people struggling with it and help people understand it. And it was really great. The only annoying thing was that there were some girls behind us who were literally sitting there all day to wait for another panel, and so they didn't care about the panel we were watching, and they were chatting the whole time, which is really rude and distracting. But anyways, then me and my mom shopped around some more because there really was so much to see. And then we went to the Jacksepticeye Q&A, which was absolutely packed, just like his meet and greet, and that was great. He had this like running gag where like Tom Holland and Ryan Reynolds were like always involved in the answers to his questions. It was really silly and cute, and like it was a bit loud because some of his fans are loud, but overall it was really, really fun. And then we went to one of my personal favorite panels of the whole weekend, which was a panel about creation and chronic illness and pain. And I personally suffer from chronic fatigue, which is a kind of debilitating chronic illness, and it was really meaningful. Hank Green was on it, which is the reason I went, but also because the chronic illness thing. And him and the other panelists talked about how they balance creating on the internet with their chronic illness and chronic pain, and it was really moving. And I really felt like, even though like it's not always a relatable thing to be a YouTuber, because not everyone knows what it's like to be a YouTuber and be internet famous, but I felt like you could really use their advice for anything, because it really is hard to keep a balance when you have chronic illness, to have a balanced life. I know that for sure, that it makes it hard to have a social life, for sure. So it was a really inspiring and moving panel that I really, really enjoyed. And then on Saturday, we went to the Gathering of the Nerd Fighters, which is always my favorite part of VidCon. It's where John and Hank, it's just them and everyone who is a fan of theirs, which they're called the Nerd Fighters because they're not nerds who fight against WorldSec, if you didn't know. And they update the Nerd Fighter community on what's going on and things like that. And then they do some silly stuff and they answer some questions for their podcast, Your Hank and John. And it's just an overall fun time. And there's another shirt that I bought that has to do with that panel that I will talk about later on in the video in the merch haul part of it. And then we went to a panel that we went to because Thomas Sanders is on it, and it was the only panel he was on the whole weekend, so we had to go to that. Me and my mom are huge fans of his. He's adorable and perfect and amazing, and he was on a panel about finding your people, finding your community, how you interact with your community. And it was really cool because I feel like a lot of people don't really understand how hard it is for online creators to find a balance between like how much they communicate with their communities, because sometimes you do have to set boundaries. Like you can't answer every message, you can't be there for everyone, but like especially Thomas, he does such a good job at caring about his community, and I really enjoyed it. And there's some really cool Thomas Sanders sides cosplays at that panel, which was really fun. And then we chilled for a while, and then we went to the Saturday Festival closing show concert, which me and my mom were going to because Thomas Sanders and Gabby were playing. Unfortunately, we had to stand for like 2.5 hours through the other artists to hear them. I mean, no shade at the other artists, they were great, but it personally sucked for me and my mom that the people we wanted to see were at the very end, and I literally could not feel my feet by the end of that night. But Thomas was great. He only got to sing 3 songs because he doesn't have like an album or anything, but he was amazing, like Broadway quality voice. It was so good. And then Gabby sang her entire EP for us, and it was so magical. Like, the whole audience was singing along to every song, and she was so good, and I'm so proud of her for accomplishing this, like making an entire EP. She's working on an album, she's getting over her fears of performing live, and she's doing amazing, and it was so good, and I was just like bawling. I was so happy, and I was like, I'm gonna live off this happy high for a while. And it was just so much fun. Singing along to an artist at a concert is just one of the most fun parts of life, in my opinion. I love it so much when a whole group of people is all singing along to the same song while watching the artist perform it. It's just like, it's a feeling like no other. I just can't explain it. So this VidCon was so fun. There are some creators that I really wanted to meet that I didn't get to, but honestly, like, the older I get, the less I care about the actual meeting of the creators and more I care about just like going to the panels and learning and experiencing things. So overall, I thought that VidCon 2019 was really fun. I hope I get to go next year. I don't know. It's a pretty expensive trip with, you know, the hotel and the food and the event ticket. It's just, I mean, it's a lot, but it's definitely worth it, and I hope I can go again next year. Now, this part of the video, I'm going to be doing a VidCon merch haul. So first, I'm going to show you this shirt. And it is an exclusive shirt that you can only get if you pre-ordered it with your VidCon ticket, and it was only $5 extra on your ticket. So I got me and my mom this shirt, and it's really cute. It has the 10 and the play button because it's the 10th annual VidCon, and it's pink, which is cool because they've never had a pink VidCon shirt, and I just really like it. It's cute and it's a good size, so it's really nice. Also, every year at VidCon you get a cute little VidCon drawstring bag, and the past couple years they've had different colors with different candies on them because they have candy sponsors. So I picked the Snickers one. I don't particularly like to eat Snickers, but it was purple and I liked it, and it's cute, and I always use this to carry my stuff around with me at VidCon because I like to put, you know, medicine, snacks, water, sweater, anything in there, and it fits really nicely on my back so I don't have to carry a purse everywhere. So that's really nice. There's this shirt, which you got at the This Star Won't Go Out booth, and this is the shirt that I was referencing for the Gathering of the Nerds panel, and This Star Won't Go Out, the foundation I was talking about earlier, works directly with John and Hank, and so they had a competition to see which quote shirt could get the most. I got Hank's, and it says, "Tell the people that you love them so they know." And I really enjoyed it. And then John's was something about Valentine's Day. I can't quite remember, but Hank's shirt won. And they told us that if you wear the shirt on Saturday to the Gathering of the Nerd Fighters panel, you automatically get a raffle ticket to win these cute little crochet dolls of John and Hank. I didn't win, but it was still cool. And we took a group picture in the shirts, and it was really cool. I also, at the DFTBA booth, which DFTBA is part of Nerdfighteria too, I got this shirt that says Anxiety Queen. Now, I don't know the YouTuber that this quote shirt is associated with, but I got it because I am an anxiety queen. I got a little cloth display for my button collection, and these are the buttons I got at VidCon. I go to seek a great perhaps, which is from John Green's Looking for Alaska. I got 2 Harry Potter ones, When in Doubt Go to the Library, and After All This Time Always. I got you Avengers Endgame button, I Love You 3000, this really beautifully designed Love Wins button, a Beauty and the Beast Tale as Old as Time button, and that's it. They had a deal at this booth, The Star Won't Go Out, which is a charity that helps families dealing with child cancer, and they had a deal where if you could buy 6 buttons for $5, and I love buttons and collect buttons, so I thought, why not? And they're super cute. I probably could have bought like 20 more. And then this is probably one of my most favorite things I got. I got a Good Burger shirt. They had a Nickelodeon booth that was really cool, and they had stuff from all that, and I got the Good Burger shirt because when me and my brother were kids, we were obsessed with the Good Burger movie. We rented it so many times. We loved all that and the Amanda Show. And so I got me and my brother matching shirts, and I got to give it to him yesterday, and his reaction was priceless. And again, I don't normally wear white, but I seem to have bought a lot of white shirts this past weekend, so there you go. And then this is something that I've been wanting for a long time because I've seen it in the background of other YouTubers' videos. I got this cute little subscribe pillow, and I think I'm going to put it in the background of my videos now because it's a cute way to remind people, subscribe. And it's just so cute. They had like they had a couple of play button pillows. They had a rainbow heart pillow. It was just so cute. And I was just like determined that that was like my main item that I needed to get at VidCon this year, and I got it. And it's just so cute, and I love it so much. So, VidCon 2019 was amazing, and I really highly suggest, if you love YouTube as much as I do, that you should go. The tickets are honestly not as pricey as most other conventions, and it's really fun, and it's during the California summer in LA, so it's not that bad weather, and it's just a really fun time. And there's so many things for everybody. There's meet and greets, there's games that you can play, there's concerts, there's panels, there's all kinds of fun stuff that you can do, and I highly suggest going. So that's it, and I will see you next weekend.